Hello again and welcome back to CruiseAway. As always, it is lovely to have your company. Now, here's an invitation for you. Pull up a chair, get a little bit closer to the screen and then sit back, relax as we take you on the most satisfying and appetizing cruise and stay adventures around this funny little globe of ours. It's what we do here on TV every day, and it's what the CruiseAway team have been doing now for over 25 years, bringing the biggest holiday deals for the best price tags in Oz. Now, coming up in this show, we're voyaging with Cunard and joining her latest edition, the Queen Anne, in Europe for a tale of fascinating capitals, along with a bonus stay in London. We'll be back in London too, as Queen Victoria sails us on an intrepid journey in search of the elusive Northern Lights, taking you all the way to the Arctic Circle on a luxury expedition for March in 2026. First though, let's journey to coastal splendours of Greece, Croatia and Italy on a fascinating 19-night Dreamaway adventure starting on the 25th of June 2026. Our trip starts at Sydney International, where you'll relax and indulge in the premium lounge before your flight is called, and we're heading to Italy and its romantic treasure of Rome, and we have you checked in for a 3-night hotel stay here in Rome. I tell you what, I love Rome. It's such a gorgeous city. It's nice to just sort of sit and wander, enjoy the cafe culture, to watch the world go by. It's just a lovely city. I mean, just go in for shopping and a coffee and a bit of, people watching and sightseeing. You'll have a wonderful time. And in the evening, it's just so romantic, just a promenade in the nice warm sunshine. Next, we are on board Queen Victoria, and we're joining her in Civitavecchia, which is the port nearby to Rome. And you are going to be on board, you lucky people, for 14 nights. So we are voyaging very much here, and you will love it. Of course, Cunard is... I've said this for so long, and I still hold it as being very true. I think when you cruise, and you've cruised for a long time, I kind of consider it, in a very non-work sense, like a career, a cruising career. You start off your career small and you test the water and you take a couple of nights here or 3 nights there, and you work your way through cruise lines and you find the cruise line that is right for you and you find the parts of the world that you want to go and explore. And then at the pinnacle of that cruising career is Cunard. All the way through cruising with other cruise lines, you've sort of given Cunard the side eye and gone, well, that looks nice. One day we'll reach that kind of pinnacle and go and do it. And what I would say to you right now is that Cunard is a beautiful product as a cruise line. It really is just wonderful. It's got that wonderful long heritage behind it. It's got a great future in front of it as well. And remember, we only have one life and they only have 4 ships. So if you think about it, the sooner you do it, the better, because the sooner you get to experience that real quintessential classic voyaging that is Cunard. The wonderful relaxation. Listen to my voice already. I'm already calmer, thinking about enjoying the very best of everything, enjoying grand evenings, enjoying wonderful shows in the Royal Court Theatre, but enjoying casual time in the pub during the day, where I can just go for fish and chips or a steak and kidney pie or whatever I fancy. That's where Cunard really does deliver, because Cunard isn't all about being dressed up to the 9 24 hours a day. During the daytime, it's very casual and very comfortable. And then in the evenings, yes, the elegance switches up. But look at the surroundings, look at the cuisine that you're enjoying. And the staterooms themselves are amazing. I mean, it's just going to be an absolute dream. So if you've been sort of saving up your cruising points, if you like, and when I've got enough points under my belt I can go for a Cunard, don't wait, don't store the points up, go for it now, because it's a wonderful experience and it is for everyone. Cruisers of all ages are loving the relaxation, the opulence, the luxury and the ease and relaxation of taking a Cunard voyage. So let's do just that then. Out of the port for Rome, 14 nights. We transit through the Messina Strait in Sicily, through to Crete first. You can head to the Assos village here as well, which is a lovely traditional village known for the narrow streets, the Venetian architecture and views over the Ionian Sea. Next, we head to Corfu, where a rather nice trip with Cunard might be the olive oil tasting here as well. Find out how they produce it, taste some local varieties while you're there. and maybe take a couple of bottles home with you as well. Why not? It's the part of the world to do it from, isn't it? Next, we head across to Kotor in Montenegro. This is really, really such a hot spot right now in cruising because it's relatively unspoilt as well. There's a lovely cuisine tasting experience here as well where you can taste the local flavours. Next, we head across to Split in Croatia. The Marjan Hill hike is very nice to do here. It gives you scenic views there of Split and the coastline itself. Has a Franciscan monastery and a lovely park there too. A day at sea and we are in Trieste, which is in the very northeastern part of Italy, nearly on the border actually. There's a lovely big grotto there, one of the most beautiful cave systems in the world actually that you can go and visit from here. Back into Croatia to Zadar next, and the Krka National Park has wonderful natural beauty, lovely waterfalls, lush forest. You can see the picture of some of the waterfalls there on that second photo. It looks amazing, it really does. Next we head across to Dubrovnik, take a Game of Thrones tour here. It's what everyone is doing right now. The city is thronging with visitors who are visiting the locations from Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, and it's exactly what I would be doing. Do what everyone else does right now. Lovely. Day at sea, and you're on the cutest 9x7 mile island you've ever seen. It's called Malta, and we're cruising into Valletta, and you can take a Medina and Rabat tour here through the ancient city of Medina, which is known as the Silent City, which is very nice too. A day at sea, we are in Naples. How about taking a pizza making class here? You can do it with Cunard. It's the birthplace of pizza, so why not get that local, authentic Neapolitan pizza, and you can make one and enjoy it as well before you finish the cruise in the port for Rome, which is Civitavecchia. We'll transfer you to Rome Airport for your premium lounge access, of course, in the airport before you then fly back home to Sydney. So this is beautifully paced. It has an awful lot going for it as well, so much included. Your flight out to Rome, your hotel stay there, your wonderful Queen Victoria Cunard voyage there, across the Greek islands, Croatia, Italy, and so much more. I think for me the highlight would be the Dubrovnik Game of Thrones tour. I'm not even really into that kind of genre of series, really, to be honest, but I watched a few and saw the stunning locations and didn't realise that they weren't computer generated, that they were real places, and you can go and see them as well. This is awesome. We've included so much into your offer as well. I know you want to get your hands on it, and you can today with a low deposit, so here is your price tag. Considering Cunard Voyaging is 5-star. In fact, a lot of people say it's sort of beyond 5-star voyaging here, and considering the travel and the extras that we've included, a low deposit is worth putting in today to lock in that price tag there, because that is amazingly competitive. I have to say, hats off to our amazing CruiseAway team. This is what they've been doing, finding the very, very best for the very best prices for you across the cruising industry and around the world as well. Here's the overview of the offer and the upgrades available for you on board Queen Victoria as well, because you are on board for 14 nights, that's 2 weeks, so you may well want to enjoy the wonderful views from your balcony. That would be nice to do. I mean, imagine really topping off the Cunard experience by having a balcony. Obviously it gives you a bigger stateroom to start. The staterooms are beautifully appointed, by the way, beautifully furnished, plenty of space, plenty of wonderful amenities for you to enjoy as well. Remember, we've included the premium lounge in the airports on this package as well, so at Sydney Airport before you fly, and indeed out of Rome Airport before you fly back to Sydney at the end of the holiday. If you want to tailor with that offer at all as well, you know, move things around a little bit more, stay longer in Rome, for instance, maybe have another stay in Rome at the end, or maybe fly off to somewhere like London or Barcelona at the end of your holiday before you come back to Sydney. Again, talk to us. We can bespoke make a package just for you here at CruiseAway. It's what we do. So call us now, 1300 408 765. Remember, that's toll free to call. And our team, any questions, by the way, don't think that just because you call us, you have to book. Aha, we have you on the phone now, you must book. If you've just got a question, that's absolutely fine. Please do feel free to use that toll-free number, 1300 408 765. We really can tailor-make the most beautiful, beautiful, joyous world experiences. Now, we are sailing with Cunard in this show, and next it's Cunard's newest queen. And this whirlwind package for 19 nights is for July 2026, voyaging European gems and capitals. Now, we start by flying from Sydney. We're off to London, everyone, to enjoy 3 nights in a hotel, city break, bed and breakfast in a hotel as well. Ooh, a full English breakfast first thing in the morning in a London hotel. Lovely. Nice time of year to be over in London as well, because you are going to get, hopefully, fingers crossed, less cloudy days, more blue skies. It is that time of the year. Lovely for shopping, of course. Nice to go and visit the palaces. Of course, you can go to Buckingham Palace and see if the King and Queen are at home. And of course, nearby to London is Windsor in Berkshire, and you can visit Windsor Castle there as well. And it's a beautiful town itself, Windsor as well. Very, very historic and very beautiful there. You choose what you do over those 3 nights in London. And then we are heading down to Southampton, which is where most of the cruises out of the UK will sail from. It's the key port in the UK. And you will then board Queen Anne, which is the newest and the latest of the Cunard fleet. She joined in May, so she's very new indeed. And actually, that's the first new Cunard ship for over a decade. So this Cunard is not a line that is going for, mass market. It's not adding 4 ships a year. It's adding 1 ship in a decade, and we have no news as to when the next edition might be. That could be another decade or 2 into the future. Now, Queen Anne is interesting because she has all the essential ingredients of a Cunard voyage. So those lovely experiences and lounges and rooms and theatres and experiences that you have come to know and love over the many, many decades that Cunard have been voyaging. But with nice modern design flair as well. It sort of caters for the modern day passenger and everything they want, but still has that lovely, romantic, classic nod back to the ancestry, if you like, of Cunard as a brand. And I think that's really nice. I think that really appeals to a lot of people. Lots going on board. Lovely bars and lounges that all have very grand names, which I love. So you can go into the yacht club during the day and enjoy live music and a band. And then you can go in there late into the evening with a DJ playing tunes, which is very, very nice. And enjoy a lovely cocktail in there or a fine Scottish whiskey or whatever it might be. Lovely. Head into the Corinthia Lounge and have a light lunch there. It's nice and light and airy. Just look at the whole surroundings of this ship and the way that everything is just done so beautifully, from the uniforms that the crew wear, which makes it feel like a real treasure. Let's take our 14-night cruise then, shall we? We are heading out of Southampton in the south of the UK, and this will be quite some occasion because there'll be a few ships in the port that day, but I think Queen Anne might just have her nose in front of the others as we set sail. Our first days at sea, and then we're across to Hamburg in Germany. We can go to the Hamburg Dungeon, if you like, a thrilling and interactive journey through Hamburg's dark history. And you can learn about the city's past. There are live actors there, special effects and rides. Definitely I'd be interested. A day at sea, we are in Copenhagen in Denmark. You can take a royal palace tour here of the Amalienborg Palace, which is the winter residence of the Danish royal family. You've got the Nyhavn there harbour, which is very, very picturesque indeed. A day at sea, and we are off the coast of Sweden on an island called Gotland, a place called Visby. And you can take a countryside tour here as well to see the lovely charming villages and the landscape, the rolling hills and the countryside. It's really quite stunning. Next, we are in Helsinki in Finland, the capital, of course. You can take a flavours tour, which gives you a wonderful taste of Finnish dishes, pastries and local delicacies, which would be nice to do. And then we head to Tallinn in Estonia, one of the most beautiful Wonderland-type ports, actually. Very, very unspoiled, only sort of discovered in terms of cruise itineraries in the last sort of 5-6 years. And a lovely place to see, full of palaces, parks, and very, very interesting scenery. Into Stockholm next, the capital of Sweden, of course. There's a modern tour which takes you through the new architecture in the city, the trendy neighbourhoods and the vibrant cultural scene here. I would always go to the ABBA Museum though. Day at sea, we're in Kiel in Germany. How about taking a bike tour here? You can pick up a bike right by the pier and take a scenic ride along the promenade and the Kiel fjord and visit the canal, of course, that this is famous for. Next, we head to Skagen in Denmark, right at the northern tip of Denmark. And you can visit Grennen, which is the most northernmost point, should I say, where the Baltic and the North Sea both meet. So you can watch those two seas boiling up together and meeting. A day at sea, and we are back into Southampton. We will have a transfer then waiting for you to take you back to Heathrow Airport in London. You'll enjoy the premium lounge at Heathrow before you then fly back to Australia. Lovely. What an amazing trip. 19 incredible nights. So we're doing that in less than 3 weeks worth of holiday, and we are exploring the wonderful capitals and gems of Europe. And included in your package, get this, return flights to and from London, 3-night bed and breakfast hotel stay in London, and then your 2 weeks of voyaging on Cunard's latest edition Queen Anne from Southampton, taking in incredible cities and capitals and lovely ports in Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Finland and Estonia, sailing back into Southampton, a transfer then to the airport in London, lounge access at Heathrow, which is very swanky, and let me tell you, before you then fly back to Sydney. A deposit today will secure and lock in a brilliant price tag, which will not stay like this for long. It will not stay this good for long. So 2 things to do. Jump in right now, call us 1300 408 765. We don't need all of that today, just a deposit today to lock in the price. That's all we're asking, and then you know this is happening. And you know it's happening in July of 2026. So you've got what? A year and lots of time to look forward to this. Incredible. And that's half the thing with a holiday like this, is looking forward to it and doing the research. You don't have to do any research, by the way. When you get on board, there's plenty of port information that comes your way as you're on the cruise. You'll be sent a list of the excursions before you go, so you can book some if you want to in advance, or you can book them on the ship. Completely up to you. The world is your oyster with this. Here's the overview and the upgrades on board Queen Anne for this one. 2 weeks of cruising. Bear that in mind. Amazing price tags for the upgrades, and bear in mind what happens with cruising these days. This is voyaging, of course, with Cunard, but what happens with prices and availability is it works the other way around than you think it would. So you would think that most people would take the very, very best price and be very, very happy on a wonderful inside on a Cunard. Wonderful. And you think they would sell out first. It's actually happening the other way around. People are saying, okay, well, I've waited a long time to do this Cunard voyage, so I'm going to take the very, very best opportunity. And you'll actually find that balconies and ocean views can sell out long before the insides do, which is not necessarily what you would expect, but it's what's happening in the cruising industry. I think people, when they're going on a holiday, and a very, very special holiday like this, are saying, I want the very best of everything. I want every upgrade going, thank you. And if that's you, speak to our team right now, because the sooner you do, the sooner we can lock in and secure the stateroom that you want to have. So call us on 1300 408 765. And remember, all of the Cunard voyages in the whole world on all 4 of her ships. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Only 4 ships. That makes it really, really exclusive, doesn't it? But all of her sailings on all of her 4 ships, all on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. You'll find them all there, and you can take a look around the ships and have a look at the staterooms there as well and get more details. But stay here with me, because I've got more for you. And next up, it's a best-selling offer here at CruiseAway, and it takes us on an expedition voyage to the Arctic Circle in search of fascinating sights and, hopefully, the Northern Lights, with Cunard over an 18-night trip starting on the 18th of March in 2026. Now, we'll be checking you in to the premium lounge at either Sydney or Brisbane Airport, you choose, before you fly over to London again for this one, for a 3-night hotel stay. Now, this is exciting because you're kind of ramping up the anticipation and the excitement for heading up to the Arctic Circle. So a good place to start is London. It's a lovely city. Of course, at this time of the year, you've got wonderful shows to go and enjoy. You've got wonderful and weird attractions to go and explore and have a look around as well. Of course, you've got the very famous Madame Tussauds, you've got the Trocadero, you've got Soho to wander around, you've got the theatres in the West End, you've got Trafalgar Square. I mean, so you've got a lot that you can cover over those 3 nights while you're in London. Good time to be there as well, the start of spring. And then we will head down to Southampton to join Queen Victoria. And here she is. I tell you, if you've never cruised or voyaged with Cunard before, it is for everyone. It is for everyday, regular people. This is not just voyaging. If you have letters after your name, if you are a lord or a lady, it is for absolutely everyone, I promise you. I've spoken to so many people over the last 15 years that I've been talking to you about cruise who have said, oh my word, we waited so long to do our Cunard and we shouldn't have done. We should have done it years and years and years before. Because rewind 30 or so years ago, and I would be sitting here saying to you, right, okay, well, you know, if you are best dressed every single day, wearing your cravat, having your pocket square, your pocket watch is on its chain, in your waistcoat and everything else, then yes, you may come Cunard voyaging. And today, I'm saying that the world is a very, very different place. And people of all types, of all ages, are loving the Cunard voyaging experience. And I'll tell you as well, rewind 10 years ago and a Cunard voyage would probably have been for a slightly more mature crowd. Because as I said before, people would cruise with other cruise lines over a number of years and they would sort of aim to the pinnacle of their cruising career by then voyaging with Cunard. Hopefully, channels like us and companies like us are helping people to discover that you don't need to wait until your 50th anniversary, wedding anniversary, or your retirement day, where you've said goodbye to the world of work, to take your first Cunard voyage. People of all ages are doing it and should be doing it because it's a wonderful way of seeing different parts of the world, unfamiliar parts of the world, but then coming back to this absolute haven of service, attention, satisfaction, cuisine, comfort, party. There are parties on board these ships as well. I mean, wonderful, some of the best theatre experiences you might ever have had in the world, where you're not paying $300 or $400 at the door to buy a ticket at the box office, included in your Cunard voyage. That's what makes Cunard so special. And the fact that they only have 4 ships and the whole world wants to cruise with them. Here we go then, out of Southampton, 13 nights, first 2 days at sea, and we're in Åndalsnes, which is in Fjordland in Norway, where you can take a steady climb up to the Troll Ladder here. It's a zigzagging road of hairpin bends, which sounds very, very exciting. Let someone else do the driving. A day at sea, and we are at the most northerly points of Norway now. Tromsø first for an overnight, so 2 days here. These are the best ports for being able to see the Northern Lights if they are coming out to play. There's a big cable car attraction here as well, which you can take to top of one of the mountains in Tromsø for panoramic views. That might be nice to do. And next we are into Narvik. Now we're in for a double overnight here, which means actually your cruise ship is in the port for 3 days, one way or the other. And you can take the Narvik Fjellet cable car here, which again gives you just a breathtaking view around the scenery. And of course, of an evening, everyone will be there. Are the Northern Lights coming out to play tonight? From the Arctic Circle back into Fjordland, we will go into Ålesund, where you can take the ultimate sightseeing tour here as well, which includes key landmarks like the Art Nouveau Museum, the Axler Viewpoint and the Sunmore Museum as well, which is nice. Stavanger. Oh, I love Stavanger in Norway. It's just beautiful. You can wander around this. They call it a city in Norway. It's very, very walkable. Very, very nice. Nice little coffee shops there. Nice attractions. I went to the Petroleum Museum in Stavanger and found out all about North Sea oil, and it was very, very interesting indeed. Now, here is a snapshot of hopefully what you'll be experiencing when you are voyaging up to see the magical Northern Lights. Now, the Northern Lights are all about the solar activity, which causes a mix of gases to come down into the lower atmosphere. And this part of the world gives you Obviously, there's the least light pollution here in this part of the world as well, and some of the biggest skies. I mean, the sky is the same size everywhere, but you know, if you're in these wonderful open landscapes, there is sky right the way around you as well. Very few interruptions. So this part of the world is very, very special. And there's a very, very good chance of you seeing the Northern Lights as well. I have to say, you know, you will have read the news reports over the last 12 months that in the UK, and even in the far south of the UK, as far south as where the cruise starts here, the Brits saw the Northern Lights very frequently during the last 12 months, and were very, very surprised to be able to do so. So remember, you're actually cruising up in the Arctic Circle, and that's when they come out to play. That's where they come out to play the brightest, the strongest. I mean, it's incredible. Now, you finish your cruise down in Southampton, of course. We will then transfer you to Heathrow Airport in London, and then we will check you into the premium lounge there to enjoy all the wonders that has before you fly back home. Remember, on this one, you can fly from either Brisbane or Sydney. It's completely up to you, you lucky people. But we have included that premium lounge access for you, whichever way you do it. So either Sydney or Brisbane Airport at the start before you fly over to London, and of course at the end. 3 nights in a London hotel included, and then you've got 13 nights on board Queen Victoria up to the Arctic Circle in search of those dazzling Northern Lights. It's a wonderful cruise, even if the Northern Lights aren't coming out to play, by the way, because you're also visiting the Fjordlands in Norway. We include, remember, the transfer at the end of the cruise back to the airport in London and the premium lounge pass there before you fly back to your choice of either Sydney or Brisbane. We have got low deposits on this available as well. And again, I've just seen the number that's about to come onto your screen. I mean, just crazy. Just crazy. You think about where we are right now and the year we're in right now, and you know that the price of everything is only going one way, and it's up. And yet, we have managed to put together this just epic and amazing holiday, which gives you so much variance and so much wonder and so much luxury. And look at that price tag. That is craziness. And a low deposit today will lock this price in for you. Here's the overview and the details. I'm about to run out of time, so if you like the look of this, get straight on the phone lines and talk to our team right now. Remember, it's toll free when you call us, 1300 408 765. If maybe you've had a trip like this sort of in the back of your mind and thinking, well, yeah, when we're 40 years married, or when I'm retired, or when, how about making it, I mean, this is March of 2026. So you've got a bit of breathing space between now and then. So it's not like I'm rushing you into this. It's not like I'm saying, it goes in 3 weeks' time, make the decision now, call. I am saying, have a good year or so plus, put your deposit in right now, get the price locked in, know what you're doing, know how much you're getting for your dollar as well. And also, I'm going to say, there's a fair chance that the price of this package between now and when you go will rise in price, because what happens when a lot of eyes are on one offer, it's like anything, isn't it, when you book a hotel? If you dare look at it on a website twice, suddenly shut up by another $100, and you're like, hang on a second, I only looked. And that's what happens to cruises as well. When they start getting booked up and they start getting busy, then the price tags rise. And here, we're keeping you this side of any price rises. So it's well worth getting your deposit in right now. Anyway, listen, I have run out of time. Whatever you're doing, beautiful people, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you back here soon when we cruise away again. Take care. Bye-bye.